Hello everybody, and welcome to NewTek, and this presentation of the 3-play multi-channel instant replay system. Today we'd like to present to you the next generation of multi-channel instant replay. It's perfect for broadcasters, educational institutions, and independent producers alike. You know, just a couple of years ago, NewTek reinvented replay with the first 3-play system, used widely in stadiums, arenas, studios, OB vans, and mobile production units, with capabilities found only in systems costing many times that of 3-play. Well, today, NewTek takes instant replay to new heights with the 6-channel 3-play 425, instant replay system with 4 input and 2 output channels, and the 10-channel 3-play 820 replay system with 8 inputs and 2 outputs, both with features like isocorder multi-channel recording technology, simultaneous real-time playback, dual independent mixed video outputs, live channel switching during recording and playback, dynamic variable speed slow motion, multiple playlists with transitions and independent playback speeds. And 3-play is not only for sports production. Media import and management capabilities make it the perfect multi-channel video playback solution. Isocorder technology gives you instant access to recorded material for fast, on-the-fly editing. It's everything you'd expect from a professional multi-channel instant replay system, except of course for the price. Now here's Don Balance to show you more.
Thanks, Rex. The 3-play 425 is packed full of features, allowing you to do incredible instant replay and slow motion effects. Let's go ahead and take a look at just a few of them. First, let's create an event. Now you can preview any of the cameras coming in live. You can choose the camera you want to use as the angle that you're going to capture the event from. Now, let's go ahead and capture the event. Simply mark an endpoint. This starts the recording process if you haven't already started it. We've got a nice pass and a reception, and we'll mark our out point. Now you instantly have that clip available for playback. It's ready instantly. You can of course control the speed. You can dynamically ramp that speed, ramp it down, and we get our tackle. We can ramp it back up to full speed there. The 3-play was recording 4 video inputs, so you have 4 camera angles to work with within this one event that you've created for replay. And you can preview all 4 of those camera angles on the output that you currently have selected. You can of course just pick one that you want to start playing from, but even better than that, you could pick a preset speed, say 50%, and start the replay happening, and then during the replay you have the ability to switch camera angles. Again, we've got our 3 different alternate camera angles from the main angle that we started with for our replay. Now, you do have 2 independent outputs available with the 3-play. So another technique is you can be playing out of one while you're queuing up another. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. We'll go ahead and set output A up for our playback, and we'll start our play happening. Now, while that's playing back, we can go over to B as our output, and we can go ahead and find another camera angle that we want to use, and that's ready to go. Fire that camera angle off. Now we're sending both of these outputs to our switcher. The switcher can now switch between the 2 independent outputs of the 3-play, creating the final output for the viewer. So we're going to play A. While A is playing, we can go over to B and we can queue up our next camera angle. So as soon as that one's done, we're ready to start playing B out, and your switcher can switch over to the other output of the 3-play, giving you another camera angle of the action. Now, another technique that's possible using the 2 outputs is the ability to condense time. Let's say you have a long pass and you just want to show the quarterback throwing the pass and then the receiver catching the pass. You want to remove the hang time of the ball. This is quite simple with 3-play. So we've got one camera angle set up in A, and this is the quarterback that's going to pass the ball. We're going to start that playing back, and then we'll go over to B and we'll queue up to where right before the ball is caught. Now we can see the pass is about to happen. As soon as he passes the ball, we start our second output playing, and he instantly catches the ball, and even though we're in slow motion, we've been able to greatly condense the time of the replay. Now here's what the final output would look like from the switcher when you're switching from A to B, removing the hang time. And again, this is all possible using the two independent outputs in 3-play. Play analysis is critical during a live game, and 3-play makes it easy. Not only can you look at the play in slow motion, but you can then use a second output to analyze the play frame by frame from multiple camera angles. So you've got your clip queued up, and we're going to work with output A. Let's go ahead and start that playing back at full speed, and then we'll dynamically ramp it down. Now while that's playing out, let's go over to B, and let's queue up to the point of contention here in the play that we want to analyze. So we're still watching the output from A in slow motion, and now the switcher can switch over to output B. Now you can see a frame-by-frame analysis of that exact same play happening, and you've got multiple camera angles to choose from to be able to do that frame-by-frame analysis. And we've got yet a third camera angle here showing us the front of the players so we can see exactly what happened. Now, another very common occurrence in instant replay and slow motion is wanting to play back a sequence of events that actually make up a portion of the game. Now, this is very common in baseball when you have somebody up to bat and you want to see all of the swings at the pitches that they took while they were at the plate. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this would be done with 3-play. All right, so let's start out by creating our first pitch as an event. And here it is. We made our in and our out. Let's go ahead and add that to our playlist and go back live. We now have the first at-bat swing down here in the playlist ready for playback. We're ready to create the next one. Again, I'll hit an in point to start the process. Can re-hit the in point over and over again. And there's our second one, which we will add to the playlist. Now our third event, we're going to start it up. He backs off the plate, comes back up. We're resetting our in point. Ready for the pitch. There it is, and it's a hit. So we'll let this run. And then we'll go ahead and complete the event and add it to the playlist. Now we go to the playlist and you have all the at-bats ready for playback. We'll play them back at 50% speed. You can see we've got our first pitch. Dissolves beautifully into our second pitch. And then into the third pitch, which is our hit, and the guy takes off running the bases. Now the 3-play allows you a lot more capabilities than what we've shown so far. As a matter of fact, you can even do some basic editing and create playback sequences that slow down, speed up, change camera angles, and play back completely automatically with no manual control whatsoever. Let's take a look. In this example, we've taken a play and we've picked an out point for when we want slow motion to begin. We then duplicated that clip and made that out point the in point and slowed down the action. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. We're playing at full speed. The ball is caught, and once the run starts, it automatically goes into slow motion for us. Now, another great use for the playlist is to look at multiple camera angles in their entirety of one play. And that's easily set up just by dropping multiple camera angles from the clip list right into the playlist and playing them back. So in the playlist, we have 3 camera angles of the same play in their entirety, and we'll go ahead and play those back. Now we can see the play unfold. Our first camera angle, we have the pass, we have the catch, a beautiful dissolve into the second camera angle of the entire play. Nice wide shot, our catch and our tackle, and then our third camera angle from the receiver's point of view. Now in that example, we were playing back instant replays from multiple camera angles with no slow motion, but you can take it up a notch by adding slow motion to these sequences as well. In this example in the playlist, we have 3 different camera angles of the same play. The first angle plays in its entirety, but the second two have been trimmed down to show just the action portion of that play. And not only that, but their default speed has been slowed down to 30%. This is the result. We have the play happening at full speed. And we've got our little toss and our catch. Now we're going to look at the catch only in slow motion from two other camera angles. So our second camera angle, and then dissolving into our third camera angle, showing just the action portion of the play. Now, 3Play, of course, makes an incredible instant replay and slow motion system, but you could use it for other things as well. You can use it as an ISO camera recorder. The 3Play 425 can record 4 channels of video, and the 3Play 820 can record 8 channels of either high definition or standard definition video, allowing you to gather all the content during your live production, so when you get into post-production, you have everything you need to create a polished show. Now, you could also use 3Play as a clip playback system. Not only can you capture and play back clips, but you can also load video clips directly into the 3Play, commercials, bumpers, whatever you want. And again, you've got 2 independent outputs to be able to play out whatever content you have loaded on the 3Play. Of course, one of the best things about 3Play has always been its price point, and that remains true today. Rex?
Thanks, Don. Well, NewTek 3Play and TriCaster are having a significant impact on the world of sports production. And to talk to us about this are John Powell and James Lynch Jr. of NPI Audiovisual Solutions in Hudson, Ohio. Welcome, guys.
How are you, Rex? How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Well, to begin with, let's find out a little bit about the production services you provide there at NPI.
We have a Mercedes Sprinter truck that is set up to do webcasting. We currently have a 6x12 trailer, and we've just commissioned to build our new 6x14 trailer. So we'll have 3 units, and we have fly packs as well.
Now, what is the typical equipment configuration that you're working with?
Up until the first of the year, we used a TriCaster broadcast, and I guess would be a 3Play 330. And when Turner took over the contract for the NCAA, which will be coming up 1 year ago from CBS, their mandate was high definition. So at that point, we upgraded to 850s and soon to be 425s and 820s.
And tell us, what type of projects are you working on?
It varies. We've actually did quite a few surgeries with OR Live. Based out of Massachusetts, so I think I've seen the knee surgery about 4 times.
Those were fun.
Those were fun. A lot of sports we've been doing, traveling all over the country.
Well, now, tell us a little bit about how you've been using 3Play 820.
We were actually very fortunate to have one of the first ones, and we really put it through the paces. Baseball was probably the
15 games in 4 days.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, it was a marathon. 15 games in 4 days, and there is a video clip if you showed of James here actually working behind the scenes on location there.
And how is 3Play 820 added to your production capabilities?
From a technical director standpoint, which is a majority of what I do, the best part about the 820 is we're capturing every camera angle. So we're not sub-routing anything into the 330 anymore to find, if we have 5, 6, 7 cameras. Another added benefit is we also feed program back into the 820. Therefore, when we're building highlights, we can mark on a sheet as the game is progressing, different time periods when there's scores or events we want to build highlight reels. Having the 2 channels out of the 820 is really a benefit because we can still fly replays out of A, but B goes into a router and goes to a separate encoder, so we can build highlights and upload as the game is in progress. So it's really flexible.
Very flexible. Yeah, that's the word I always use. Is flexible.
Flexible.
Yes.
Now, in the live sports production that you do, is instant replay an option, or is it really a necessity?
A necessity. Every production we've done has had replay.
It's been a requirement for every sports environment.
Going from the 330 to the 820 gives the benefit of actually putting dissolves in, and then being able to import media clips in. We can do interstitials now. With the 850's animation store, we can actually effect to an interstitial or a package and then effect back out of it. So, I mean, we've actually had people come up and knock on the door of the trailer and go, "Where's the TV truck?" And we're like, "Well, it's right here." And then they look in and see 3 or 4 of us in there, and they're kind of flabbergasted on how we're getting all that to air.
So what are some of the major benefits using 3Play?
Well, I've been a replay operator for a few years now, and I've operated on profile systems, buff controllers. And the thing that the 3Play 820 does is it simultaneously records, and I'm able to also run a replay without stopping the record. And that's important to me because I'm in a replay and something major happens during a replay, I can always go back and show it again if the director wants to see it. So that's a major feature, is that all the records, up to 8 cameras, is simultaneously recording. Especially for highlighting after the game. Sports Illustrated, for instance, we had a basketball game where I recorded 7 cameras in program, and they would say, okay, in the second quarter, I want to see this slam dunk, but I also want to see it from 2 or 3 different angles. So I'm able to see the slam dunk from the program angle and camera 2 and camera 3 and camera 4. And what the 820 does, it organizes all the cameras, and I'm able to quickly get all those angles for the client.
Yeah, when you're doing the post-game wrap-up and building melt reels, that really, with that filter in there, really accelerates that process to get that done quickly.
That's one of the things I really like to utilize, is to number or assign names to every clip that I thought was a good play, and then after the game or even during the game, I'm able to call that up with the filter very quickly and easily.
Did you find 3Play to be a system that was pretty fast to learn and easy to operate?
It's extremely fast. If you ran 3Play or any kind of replay before, you'll be able to quickly pick it up. It's a simple in and out system or one button mark system. I think the average user would be able to sit down and figure it out in maybe 5 minutes of training.
Yeah, Rex, what's really cool about it is my background is broadcast TV. And some of the colleagues that I've worked with, I mean, I just got a call recently from the Pittsburgh region, and they're having a symposium there, which they're going to have an 820. And the first thing that came out of their mouth was, "Wow, this looks very much like EVS, the type of controller, the style of the controller." And what they want to do is start cross-training people right into to 3Play. And they think that transition from the EVS to 3Play is going to be seamless.
How will the 3Play 425 system factor into your production services?
Well, I think it's great. I'll tell you something that was brought up to me recently. In some of these instances, we're building fly packs. And you might be in a press box, and TV or webcasting is the last thing they want to think about. The coaches and their game films get more of a priority. Even though the 850 and the 820 are only 4 rack units. Yeah, 4 rack units apiece. We've discovered now with the 425 and the 450, now the footprint of that can go in a smaller case, because as with TriCast, when it originally was designed, one of the best-selling features is its footprint. A lot of the producers that we're running through out in the field, the whole NewTek shift is that they're used to these 50-foot trailers with expandos and 5 EVSs and 4 ME switchers.
It's ridiculously big trucks.
And I would say 90% of what they throw at us, we can pull off, which is amazing. Where I would see multiple units is, and a lot of the bigger trucks, there's multiple replay systems, where you would have an 820 doing all the camera angles, and again have everything set up with a router, and then have the 425 doing specialized stuff. So can I see multiple replay systems in one unit? Absolutely.
Well, since you're also a TriCaster user, I don't know if you know this, but we've also just introduced a capability that lets you send the output of 3Play into the network input of TriCaster.
Recently, I read that, and he said that, yeah, you can bring that into the network inputs, which is really cool.
That's huge.
For the 425 especially, because if you're going to do 3 cameras, and you want the 3 cameras ISO'd in the 425 and program, it gives you the option of that 4th input and a network input to come back.
Yep.
Having the 2 network inputs on the 450 was really key.
Now, since you've been using both 3-play and TriCaster for some time now, how has this all affected your bottom line?
It gives us an advantage because if we had to build the gear out of traditional architecture, it would be cost prohibitive. And I have a lot of colleagues that have their own businesses in production, and they're struggling right now because of the infrastructure they've got themselves tied into. But what's cool for you guys, especially, is since the introduction of the 850 series and the 3-play series, is you're getting a lot of attention from the broadcast end now. It's not just a small piece to do corporate webcasting now. I mean the sports are especially the sports are really jumping all over it. There is a conference here coming up that just ordered 10 450s. Wow. Yeah, 36 cameras and 10 450s. So, I mean, the schools, especially the colleges, I mean, it is the status quo. That is the production piece.
Well, thank you so much for that. John Powell, James Lynch Jr. from NPI Audiovisual Solutions, thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you all the best.
Absolutely. It's been a privilege.
Yep, thank you.
And we'd like to thank all of you for joining us today as well. If you'd like additional information on the 10-channel 3-play 820 or the 6-channel 3-play 425 instant replay systems, just go to NewTek.com for additional information or to find a reseller to arrange for a personal demonstration. Well, that's all for now. On behalf of Don Balance and everyone here at NewTek, I'm Rex Olson. Thanks for watching.